David Lindley is a master entertainer and instrumentalist who you have heard play on literally dozens of recordings. Lindley pioneered what is now known as world music, and his shows transcend many styles from many continents. David was also a huge part of the California music scene and made hits with people like Jackson Browne, Warren Zevon, Linda Ronstadt, Bob Dylan, and Rod Stewart, also Ry Cooder. Oh, and I should mention that aside from being a virtuoso on any instrument with strings, Dave's also a great storyteller, and you'll most likely hear a couple of good ones tonight at the Triple Door. In addition to the great music, and the tickets are on sale for right now, which you should hop on this, folks. 7:30 tonight. You can get them at tripledoor.com. David Lindley. Let's see if the mic works. Welcome to the Bob Rivers Show. How are you, sir?
How you doing, Bob?
Let's hold on a second. Don't quite have you yet. Say hi again.
How you doing?
That's it. It's coming up.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Which one is his mic?
Right. This is the vocal, and this is for the guitar.
We've got you.
Okay.
David, we're going to play some songs, but I want to ask you a couple of things. You are credited as like the father of world music, in a sense, and I've heard that terms many times. I think I have a sense of what it means, but who better to more clearly define it for me than you?
That's a very large family.
Yes. What is? Because I was thinking, unless it's imported from Mars, isn't it all world music?
Yeah, actually, it is, but now the genre is a little more defined. So King Sunny Ade and Stas Namen and all different bands, and I started doing it in the 60s, and it was just fun.
Does it mean blending different cultures and finding people from all over the world?
That's essentially what it was in the beginning, and what it's doing now. And now it includes the original sources, which is really good because people get to hear what the real thing is like. And that's the most important thing. And that was kind of the point of the whole exercise, was to make sure that people heard the real thing.
It's a way to connect us all, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It really.
How much travel have you done?
Too much.
Seriously. Yeah.
No, I've been as far as Kazakhstan and Madagascar, and I've been to Japan about 30 times. And
when you come to a country, say that you've never been before, do you seek out? Like, do you go around and say, "Hey, who's a great, who's a great rock player," or whatever whatever their instruments are?
Mm-hmm.
I know rocks are probably not played.
Well, it's in the Soviet Union, and
by rock, by the way, I meant like
Stones, not Rolling. But
and if you're looking for the Stones, they're in England.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, I'm reading the names of some of these instruments.
Yeah,
there's some really interesting instruments around the world. The Turkish saz.
Mm-hmm.
What is that?
The saz is like a 6-string instrument with a very narrow neck and a teardrop-shaped body, and it's the national instrument of Turkey. It was originally from Kurdistan, and then it went everywhere. Went to Iran, I went to Turkey, and I got interested in that one when I was really young.
See, the sad thing is we sold these to Turkey, and then we sold them to Kazakhstan.
They fought each other with them. That's not how it works.
That's how it went.
Now, what is the Middle Eastern? I don't know if I'll mispronounce it. What is the Middle Eastern oud or oud?
Oud. It's oud. It's the oud I play is a Turkish oud, which is a slightly smaller version of the Arabic kind of ancestor, and it's a essentially a fretless 12-string guitar with a teardrop shaped body, a big teardrop shaped body. So it's all over the Middle East and in Greece and.
Are these instruments now, as our cultures trade, it started with spices and now it's plasma screen TVs.
Nothing in between.
You nailed it.
I just nailed all of human history.
The whole thing,
As this happens now, are we finding more people exploring new instruments, or do we need to do more? Is that part of the mission of world music?
Part of it is that everyone had cassette players and cassettes, and everyone heard, in Nepal heard Michael Jackson and wanted to be like that. And now it's kind of going the other way around. We're the original regional music is people know what it is, and people are going back to it. In Madagascar, they said we don't need any of that other stuff. We have our own music. And they really nurture it, and make sure that kids in school learn it.
It's an interesting dilemma, because on the one hand you want to preserve the original culture, but you also want to share it with everybody, and you don't want it to melt too much.
Yeah, and it'll change as outside influences come in. It changes a little bit. Then, in the Middle East they use a trap set now, Western drum set, along with the traditional drums and and saxophone instead of a trona.
So many people, David, sought you out to record with them. Jackson Browne, Warren Zevon. I mean, all their great records. You're playing on Rod Stewart. Well, is it because you're not just a great guitar player, you're a great fiddle player, great banjo player, you could play a mandolin?
Is it because you could multitask?
Yeah,
Is that what you're
you could do it in the
I think
studio.
ultimate
Really
multitask.
Hire one guy.
That's it. Hire one guy that plays all this stuff, And
I hear you're rock and roll's wingman.
Yeah.
But you will never take the best looking girl in the room. That's what I've heard. I don't know if it's true or not. That's what I've heard.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I don't know. What's this? The chumbus?
Chumbush.
Chumbus. I dated her.
I thought the chumbus was what you and Jackson Browne used to ride from town to town.
The
groupies on the chumbus.
I never thought of it.
Okay. The chumbus?
The chumbush is a 12-string fretless banjo. And you play that like the oud. It has a formica fingerboard.
And that's how you got your start, by the way. You were initially a teenage banjo player, right?
That's what it was. I was a closet banjo player. I played literally in the closet with no oxygen. Got oxygen deprivation.
Was it because the banjo wasn't cool?
It was too loud. What it was.
Well, that's another word for we don't want to hear it. Yeah.
Yeah, my mom says, my son's turning into a hillbilly, and it upset her a lot. And I said, no, I'm doing it anyway.
You're going to be at the Triple Door tonight at 7:30. This is something that nobody should miss.